I'll be honest with you right from the beginning. I should have walked away the moment I saw the first message. Anyone with common sense would have ignored it, blocked the sender, maybe even wiped the device just to be safe. But common sense doesn't pay bills. And when you move in the deep web long enough, you get used to strange jobs showing up at strange hours. Still, nothing, and I mean nothing, prepared me for what happened the night I got hired to recover a lost wallet. You might laugh at that, a wallet. Out of all the things people hire hackers for in the shadows, a simple lost wallet sounds almost wholesome. But that's exactly why the job felt wrong from the first second. Those who pay for things down there never want anything small. They want access, leverage, erasure, chaos, never something as trivial as a wallet. And the hook? The reason you're still listening? Because when I finally found out who the wallet belonged to, everything in my life flipped upside down. You'll understand soon enough. It started on a Thursday night. I was half asleep listening to an old fan hum in the background when my machine pinged. The alert wasn't from any normal messaging app. It was from one of my private channels, the ones nobody's supposed to know about. The kind of channel that only lights up when someone with real pull wants something done, or when someone very dangerous has been watching you quietly. The sender called himself Cipher Trace, which already smelled like a fake tech bro codename. The message was short. I need a recovery specialist. Task is simple. High pay. Respond if interested. Simple. High pay. Two words that never ever go together on the deep web. I sat up, rubbed my eyes, and typed back anyway. Because again, bills don't care about vibes. And I had bills. Define simple. He responded immediately. No delay, no typing indicator, no hesitation. A wallet was lost. Physically lost, I need you to find it. I just stared at the message for a good minute. I thought maybe he sent this to the wrong person. Maybe intended to message a private investigator, a street-level fixer, a security contractor, someone whose job actually involved touching grass. Not me. I typed, "You want a hacker to find a physical wallet?" Another instant reply. Correct. I'll pay $15K up front and $35Ks after delivery. I felt my stomach tighten. That kind of money for something so small. That's when the fear started. People don't overpay unless the job is a trap or the item is dangerous. I replied, "Who's the target?" He corrected me. Not a target, a client. And that information is need to know. You'll recognize the wallet when you see it. That was the second red flag. No details, no name, no context. Which means the real danger was hidden. I should have refused, logged off, and thrown water on the router just for good measure. But I didn't. Because I'm stupid? Because greed wins? Because curiosity always kills the career? Probably all of that. I told him I was in. The money arrived faster than I could refresh the page. 15,000, clean, moving through a chain of crypto tumblers before landing in one of my ghost wallets. No negotiation, no extra instructions. The kind of payment that makes you wonder if you just sold your soul without reading the terms. Then, a location. Not coordinates, an actual street address, which is rare for these kinds of jobs. I looked it up. A suburban neighborhood about 40 minutes from my place. Middle-class houses, trimmed lawns, kids' bicycles left on driveways. A place where people barbecue on Sundays and complain about the neighbors not rolling their garbage bins properly. Not a place where deep web clients usually operate. I grabbed a small kit, fake delivery jacket, glasses embedded with a recording device, a mobile scanner, and left. The night was cold, and my brain wouldn't stop spiraling with questions. Every scenario was bad. Maybe the wallet had a tracking chip from some secret group. Maybe it had crypto keys worth millions. Maybe it had photos someone couldn't let the world see. On the deep web, a wallet might not be a wallet at all. When I reached the neighborhood, everything was quiet. Too quiet. A streetlight flickered near the end of the block, throwing shadows across the road. The house he sent me to was ordinary. White fences, potted plants, nothing suspicious. Then I saw the first clue. The front door wasn't locked. Not kicked open, not damaged. Just slightly ajar, like someone left in a hurry. I froze on the stoop, listening. Nothing. No voices, no footsteps, not even a dog barking. I pushed the door gently. It creaked like something out of a horror movie. My instincts screamed to back out, but I stepped inside anyway. The living room looked normal at first. TV, couch, a coffee table with magazines. But then I noticed the details, the small things that break the illusion. A mug on the floor, a photo frame face down, a lamp knocked over, signs of a struggle but no destruction. Controlled chaos. Whatever happened here wasn't random. I moved slowly, scanning the place with my glasses. My goal was the wallet, but I didn't even know where to start. Wallets aren't big, and this house wasn't small. I checked the kitchen, drawers open, dishes unbroken. Whoever searched before me was careful. Then my glasses pinged. Metallic object detected. Small, rectangular. Possible match. The signal came from the hallway leading to the bedrooms. I followed it until it pointed at a room with the door half open. I nudged it with my foot. It was an office. Computer on the desk, multiple monitors, a wall covered in whiteboards with notes scribbled everywhere. Not random notes, technical diagrams, encrypted strings, threat models, layers of security protocols. This wasn't some suburban dad's workspace. Whoever lived here was deep into something big, something dangerous. There were no family photos, no decorations, just tech, cables, and stress. The signal from my glasses pointed to the floor on the left, and there it was. A wallet, plain black leather, worn edges, nothing fancy. I crouched down, picked it up, and immediately felt it. That weight, not physical weight, psychological weight, as if the air around me thickened the moment I touched it. I could have walked out right then, delivered it, and collected the rest of my money. But curiosity, yeah, curiosity always wins. I opened it. There were only 3 items inside: a driver's license, a folded piece of paper, a metallic card with no markings. My eyes went straight to the license, and that's when my stomach dropped, because I recognized the face. Not from TV, not from social media, from the deep web itself. He wasn't just some random guy. He was someone whose username made entire forums go silent. Someone whose exploits were whispered, not written. Someone known for pulling off things that governments pretended never happened. Someone who vanished years ago. Someone widely believed to be untouchable. Someone I never wanted to cross paths with. I was holding the wallet of one of the most feared and respected operators the deep web had ever produced. And the worst part? His real name was now staring right at me. My hands started shaking, not because of the name, but because I immediately understood what this meant. If someone hired me to recover this wallet, it meant that he didn't lose it. Someone took it from him, and that someone now knew who I was. I slipped the wallet into my jacket, backed out of the office, and headed for the front door. That's when I heard it, a soft click behind me. Not a footstep, not a voice, a click. The unmistakable sound of a device powering up. My instincts screamed as I turned back toward the office. The desk monitor flickered to life. Lines of code streamed across the screen, fast, aggressive, like a system waking up after being forced into sleep. Then everything froze on a single message. A message written directly on the desktop background. Not from an app, not from a program. Something embedded deep, waiting for anyone reckless enough to open the wallet. It said, "If you're reading this, you're already involved." My entire body went cold. The job wasn't about the wallet. It was a lure, and I had walked straight into it. I left the house fast, scanning every shadow on the street, every parked car, every movement behind the curtains. I didn't feel eyes on me, I felt multiple eyes on me, like the neighborhood itself was watching. When I reached my car, I dumped the wallet on the passenger seat and locked the doors. I was breathing so fast my chest hurt. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number, not the client, different channel, different encryption. A message popped up. "You found it." Another message. "Deliver it now." I typed, "Who are you?" The reply came instantly. "The one who hired you." I stared at the screen and typed one more question. "Whose wallet is this?" The answer made my hands shake so hard I nearly dropped the phone. "You already know." Another message followed before I could react. "And now he knows you have it." My heart almost stopped. Another message. Run. Right as I read that last word, a car turned the corner behind me. Slow, deliberate, lights off. I didn't wait to see who was inside. I started the engine, slammed the gas, and tore out of the neighborhood with my tires screeching so loud they echoed off the houses. The wallet slid across the seat, landing at my feet. And that metallic card inside it? It started beeping. Not loud, not obvious. Just enough to make me understand what kind of nightmare I had accepted. I wasn't recovering a wallet. I was transporting something that didn't want to be found. Something designed to track whoever held it. Something tied to a ghost from the deepest corners of the web. And that ghost was now coming for me. The beeping was faint, but once you know what to listen for, it cuts through everything. Cars, wind, the sound of your own heartbeat. It all fades behind that rhythmic electronic pulse. I had no idea what kind of device was embedded in that metallic card, but I knew one thing. It wasn't meant for anything harmless. And it definitely wasn't meant for me. I kept driving fast enough that the engine whined, checking the rear view every few seconds. The car behind me didn't follow, at least not visibly, but that didn't calm me. The people who move in the shadows with names like the one printed on that ID don't follow you in a way you can see. They track you in ways you don't even realize until it's too late. I needed to ditch the card, but I couldn't. The client wanted the wallet with everything inside, and that alone was a massive warning sign. Whoever hired me wasn't just after identification or personal items. They wanted the card specifically, the folded note too, and the more I considered it, the more obvious it became. This wasn't recovery. This was acquisition, and I was the disposable delivery system. I took a turn off the highway, heading into an industrial area, quiet, empty, perfect for dumping electronics or checking if you're being tailed. The wallet sat on the seat like a black hole waiting to swallow everything around it. I forced myself to grab it again. The beeping sped up. My heart followed the rhythm. I parked behind an abandoned warehouse, turned off the car, and opened the wallet again. The metallic card looked innocuous. Matte silver, no logo, no chip, no text. Just a small dot in the corner. A sensor. I'd seen similar devices used by certain groups on the deep web. Rare, expensive, and absolutely not meant for civilian hands. They weren't designed to track objects. They were designed to track people. Who they met, where they moved, who they talked to, how long they stayed. This wasn't a wallet. It was a surveillance tool. And whoever originally carried it wasn't just running. He was hiding. I pulled the folded piece of paper from the wallet too. It felt worn, like it had been opened too many times. I unfolded it under the car's interior light. There were only 7 words written on it. If compromised, trust no one, not even me. The handwriting was shaky, rushed, as if whoever wrote it didn't have time to think. I didn't need to be a cryptographer to understand what the message implied. The owner of the wallet had been expecting betrayal from everyone, maybe even expecting it from himself. Before I could analyze it further, my phone vibrated again. Same number as before. Same chilling timing. You stopped. Why? No greeting. No threat. Just pure monitoring. I swallowed hard. Just making sure I wasn't followed. The reply came fast. You were. My blood froze. I scanned around. They weren't lying. A shadow moved past one of the broken warehouse windows. Not a person. Not fully visible. But something was there. Then another message. Stay in the car. Do not get out. Too late. My instincts had already made the mistake. I opened the door. The moment my foot touched the ground, the beeping from the metallic card stopped abruptly. Not slowed. Stopped. That's when I realized the worst part. The card hadn't been tracking my movement. It had been tracking my proximity to something else, or someone else. A rustle sounded to my left. I turned, heart hammering. A figure stepped out from behind a stack of pallets. He was wearing plain clothes, hoodie jeans, but something about him felt wrong, too still, too calm. I couldn't see his face clearly, but I didn't need to. The outline alone told me he wasn't just some local thug. He moved like someone trained, efficient, silent, dangerous. He stopped just a few meters from me. I didn't speak. He didn't speak. For a moment, all I could hear was my own pulse. Then, his hand lifted slightly. Not in a threat, not in a greeting, but in a gesture that meant, give it back. Before I could respond, my phone buzzed again. Do not hand it over. I froze between two forces, one in front of me, one in my phone. Neither one trustworthy. Another message appeared. If you give it to him, you won't leave that place. The figure took one step forward. I took one step back. My mind raced. Was this the owner of the wallet? Or someone worse? Someone who took it from him? Someone who wanted to make sure it never reached the person who hired me? I did the only thing that made sense. I got back inside the car, slammed the door, and locked it. The figure didn't chase, he didn't even react. He just stood there, staring at me, head tilted slightly, like he was analyzing something. The phone buzzed again. Drive. I did. I didn't look back until I was halfway across town. The entire time my hands shook on the steering wheel, and my mind spun in circles. I had two facts. The wallet belonged to a ghost from the deep web. Someone was hunting that ghost, and now hunting me. I parked in a public area, somewhere with cameras, people, potential witnesses, anything safer than the isolated warehouse. Then another message came through. You've proven you can follow directions. I wasn't sure if that was a compliment or a warning. Now I'll tell you who the wallet belonged to. My chest tightened. The message continued. You're holding the personal effects of the man known online as Nullroot. I felt the floor of my reality drop out from under me. Nullroot wasn't just a hacker. He wasn't just a legend. He was a myth wrapped in fear and technical brilliance so far beyond anyone else that entire communities shut down when he entered a thread. He specialized in infiltration. Digital, physical, psychological. Every kind of infiltration you can imagine. Governments hated him. Corporations feared him. Black hat groups respected him. White hats denied he existed. I had read rumors that he'd dismantled an illegal surveillance ring by himself. Another rumor said he'd cracked an encrypted channel used by a private intelligence contractor. Some said he could disappear for years, then show up again with information nobody should have been able to obtain. But one thing was consistent. Everyone agreed he was untouchable. So what was his wallet doing in a suburban house? Why was someone else in that house before me? Why did that figure at the warehouse look so calm? Another message interrupted my spiraling thoughts. Nullroot has been missing for 3 days. Missing, not hiding. There's a huge difference. Someone took him. That sentence made me physically drop the phone onto my lap. Nobody takes someone like Nullroot. Nobody. Not alone. Not quietly. Not without leaving a trail of chaos behind. Unless it was someone close to him. The message on my phone echoed my thoughts like the sender could read them. My fingers trembled as I typed, "What do you want from me?" The reply arrived instantly. "I want you to finish what you started. Bring me the wallet, and I'll make sure the people looking for you lose interest." Lose interest. Not stop. Not disappear. Just lose interest. Words chosen with surgical precision. I typed, "Where?" A map pin dropped into the chat. An abandoned parking lot near the docks. Isolated. Unlit. Classic setup for cleaning loose ends. My throat tightened. I typed the only thing that mattered. How do I know I'm not walking into a trap? The response chilled me more than anything so far. You are. Then another message, but not from me. Silence. Then, they're already coming for you. If you want to survive, bring me the wallet now. I stared at the screen, at the wallet, at the metallic card. Everything around me seemed to close in. I had two options. Give the wallet to a stranger who clearly knew too much, or face whoever took Nullroot. Neither one sounded like survival, but survival wasn't a guarantee anymore. It was just the best bet. I took a long breath, started the engine again, and headed toward the dockyard. Streetlights faded. Stores disappeared. The road grew quieter, the kind of quiet that squeezes your ribcage. When I arrived, the place was empty. Just rows of abandoned containers and the distant sound of water hitting metal. I stepped out with the wallet in hand. Before I could even scan the shadows, a voice echoed from somewhere ahead. Calm, sharp, cold. Put it on the ground. I froze. The voice wasn't the one from the messages. This was someone else, someone already here, someone close. I didn't see where they were hiding, but they had the angle, the timing, and the confidence of a predator who had already won. I lowered the wallet to the ground slowly. Then the metallic card inside it started beeping again. Fast, urgent, terrifying. A voice, not from the shadows, not from the phone, but behind me, spoke softly. Step away from it. I turned my head, and my blood ran cold, because I recognized the person standing behind me, not from a rumor, not from a forum, not from a legend. I recognized him from the driver's license in the wallet. He looked exhausted, bruised, but not defeated. Null root, alive, standing right behind me. He smiled faintly, not friendly, not grateful. A smile that said, "You're in the middle of something you can't comprehend." Before I could even breathe, he stepped beside me and whispered, "Run when I tell you." The beeping became a solid tone, a signal. Null root whispered one last word. "Now." I ran. Behind me, chaos erupted. Shouts, lights, footsteps, the metallic echo of something hitting the ground. But I didn't look back. I ran until my lungs burned and my vision blurred. When I finally stopped, my phone buzzed. One message, from Null root himself. "You did well." A second message followed. "Forget this night. And if you're smart, forget I exist." A third message. "Thank you for returning my wallet." And then, "If they contact you again, run." The chat closed by itself, auto-deleted. I stood there under a streetlight, breath shaking, the world spinning around me. I wasn't paid the other $35K. I didn't need it, because people like Null root don't send money. They send warnings. And tonight he gave me the biggest warning of my life. There are things deeper than the deep web, people more dangerous than any hacker, games bigger than any of us can imagine. I was lucky to walk away, very lucky. And if you ever get a message offering too much money for something that sounds too small, don't answer it. You won't like what you find. Thank you for staying until the end of this story. It means a lot knowing there are people out there who pay attention to what really happens in the deep shadows of the digital world. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and share it with someone who loves dark, mysterious, deep web confessions. It helps the channel grow and supports me so I can keep bringing real stories like this. See you in the next one, if I'm still around.